Guys, the end is truly near. Why? From finance lot. Everyone in power is stealing as much as they can before the collapse occurs. Do you guys see? Look how much likes this tweet has. 77,000, over 1 million views, right? So there's a lot of people that agree with us, guys, that there will be a collapse, right? Like, if you really think about it, the chances of you breathing and living right now are extremely tiny, right? Like slim to none, basically, because of the fact that we're living through a transitional period of time, right? Of history, right? You and I will be in the history books if the world does survive, whatever's incoming, that is. Okay, which I do believe the world will. But as we know, why is the world flipped on its head so much, right? It's like nothing ever makes sense because everyone in power, such as the politicians, the governments, no one is your friend. If you guys haven't realized, they're not your friend. They're here to grab as much, extract as much as possible before the damn whole thing collapses on itself like a house of cards, right? It's like the code breaking in real time. If you think I'm lying, well, the data doesn't. Your friendly reminder, 100% of the last top 200 insider trades were sells. Every last one of them. This is just puking. Not to mention, Michael Burry is on a tweet spree right here, right? Tweeting spree, suggesting that the collapse is around the corner. They're all selling, guys. These are all directors, chief executive officers, right? Major players within these companies, presidents, officers, who else? Executive chairman, right? All these people are selling millions of shares, millions of dollars are profiting, if not hundreds of millions, if not billions. All one at last, like, look at this, not one singular buy. How is this even real? Right? Because I think how this works, guys, right? Or Wall Street is that as soon as one person like BlackRock gives the call to one of them, and then they literally spread the news to, it's like a network, right? It's like a spider web, and they're probably all within a group chat, right? And then they're like, oh, sell, right? The collapse is near. This is why they're all selling, not a single buy, right? Now look at this from Unusual Whales. Holy, Unusual Whales has been mentioned by name in the U.S. congressional hearing on getting U.S. Congress banned from stock trading. Do you guys not understand what this means? They want to ban these people from buying and selling once and for all. But guess what? This is overall a good thing because that means manipulation in the future in the new financial system will no longer be a thing. Okay? And there will no longer be insider buys and sells, right? Profiting off of us. That's number one. Number two is this is actually a bad thing. You know why? Because if they ban these politicians from selling, right, this will be no more in the new financial system. But if they ban these people from selling, which they will at some point in time, that means all of them are forced to sell. And what does that mean? Well, that means they're going to time it perfectly before the collapse occurs. Every single one of them will be out of the stock market, while every single one of us will be in the stock market. Coming back to cryptos as well, the crypto market, right? It's all liquidity bonded together. They're going to be fully out, but the whole world will be fully in, such as retail. What does that tell you? They're going to get out of the sinking ship, right? It's like, imagine the Titanic, only a few of them survived, while the rest burned and died. It's like that, guys. But this is why I'm here to warn people, and I've been warning people for years, and it's about to happen, I think, coming soon. So let's watch this.
Thank you, Proud Paul. Thank you. Because that's what we're up against. This is a fist fight, folks. Now, first, I guess I need to thank Chairman Stiles and the committee, the House Administration Committee, for taking this up, because I realize what we're up against. This is, everybody talks about this place being a dadgum swamp. It's not a swamp. A swamp is something cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives and flourishes around it. This is a sewer. This is created by man, and it needs to stop. We've, for years, Congress has been using hardworking American taxpayers' money to get rich. Dadgum, it's got to stop. America knows what the heck's going on. Everybody wants to knock Pelosi. Heck, she's not even in the top 10.
Wow. You know what's so funny about this is actually a laughing matter, is that the only reason why this person is standing for us, right, the people, and why politicians and these people shouldn't inside trade, guys, is because he got the call. This is his role, right? There's going to be a bunch of these people coming out and standing against the people who are buying and selling, guys, of stocks and all these things, right? This wouldn't have happened a long time ago, right? Because back then, why? Okay, so check this out. Why haven't they done this like 20 years ago, right? Because it's been happening literally since the dawn of time, right? Since creation. They should have done this a long time ago if they truly cared, but they don't. The only reason is because, now I understand. You know why? I just had a thought. It may not be that these people are all in a network. Maybe a few of them are, right? Like a small circle or a group chat, guys. Instead, even the lower tier politicians, right? They'll be forced to sell, so it's gonna be automatic, guys. So they're gonna protect themselves, even though they're gonna protect like their own people, even though the lower tier politicians may not be getting inside info, right? But yeah, this is crazy.
Get on that unusual whale site. This is pathetic, folks. We all know what's going on. Congress knows what the hell's going on, and it needs to stop. This body has been enriching itself on the taxpayers' dime for too dadgum long, and it's got to stop. This place is crooked, and is as crooked as a dog's leg. That's an old East Tennessee saying, but it's the truth, and it needs to stop. America knows what's going on. We're in committee meetings. We hear things before y'all do. We can make those connections. When you
look at that, we're in committee meetings. We could connect a few things here and there, and basically buy or sell the damn stock, right, before the public knows. But it's not even that. They literally call each other. I'm telling you, they're like friends. They call each other, give the inside info, buy or sell. And supposedly Nancy Pelosi, it seems to be the best friend of each and one of them.
See a member of this body making 400, 500, 600 trades a year, you know something's wrong. Everybody ought to do like I do. I got my buddy Tommy Siler and...
Yeah. By the way, the only reason Nancy Pelosi is going ballistic, right, with these inside sells and buys is because they allow her to, right? She's like the punching bag, guys, right? Because everyone knows about Nancy Pelosi and her insider calls, and she profited hundreds of millions of dollars. That's the only reason she's allowed to, guys, because that's her role, right? And she's gonna be mentioned a lot of times, right, to bring down this narrative into fully banning the politicians, from buying and selling. But we know we're in near the collapses because bad news, guys. BlackRock just sold more Bitcoin than ever before, right? They dumped $500 million worth of Bitcoin, the highest daily outflow iBits has ever seen their Bitcoin ETF. You guys see? We told you, when this trend goes like this, the end is near, right? So far, as of right now, it's been going up and up and up. But when they start selling, prepare. Such as the U.S. government just moved the dollar. The U.S. government just moved $1 of SRM to a new wallet, and they made 3 separate crypto asset movements today, right? So it seems like they're transacting. They're waking up the U.S. government. Don't they hold a bunch, right? Look at that. They hold $29 billion worth of what? Mainly Bitcoin, I believe, right? Let's see. Yep, mainly Bitcoin, it seems like, guys. $29 billion. Oh yeah, obviously they're going to sell. What even happened to the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve? That thing's probably going to get released before the end of before the collapse occurs, guys. So everyone basically FOMOs in, right? And they're like, oh, the governments are going to be buying, right? It's just going to be a narrative. It's going to be like the final trick up Satan's sleeve into tricking retail to buying cryptos such as Bitcoin, especially, right, because it's a Bitcoin narrative right before it literally collapses, and by then Bitcoin will probably be like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So we're near the collapse, guys. It's only like the last phase, right? It's basically like this, right? We're right here at the cusp before the damn thing goes literally like that. It's not gonna go down like that, by the way, right? Collapses and rises don't happen like smooth. Well, when the stock is rising, it does, I think. But when we're talking about collapse, no. If they want to rug pull, right? If they want to screw everyone, it's going to be a rug pull. It's going to be in parabolic fashion, guys. Down we go. such as the Japanese yen is collapsing, is now down its weakest level against the US dollar since January 15th. All as Japanese government bond yields surge to record highs. Stimulus will not fix your economic problems. Right? So, yeah. I mean, it seems like there's an issue. Bonds are rising. Right? Oh my gosh, my friend, open your eye or ear most wide. Japan yield go up, very, very bad news. So this is what we're talking about, guys. Right? The Japanese bond yield, it's just been rising, guys. And Japan goes through deflation for much long time, maybe 1980s. This means the price of goods keep going down. Why? Low birth rates. If everyone's old, no one buys anything. If no one buys, price will always be low. Japanese government then says, okay, we print much money, try to make price go up. So it's like artificial, guys, right? It has to be artificial because, you know, at this point, like where we're within the system is that people already know the truth, right? Or the system can't handle normal means. That's the thing, I think, right? The system can't handle normal traditions, as in the economy running smoothly and from the people. Now they need artificial means, such as what? Money printing. That's never happened before. Only recently, since like a decade plus ago. Or at least I should say in parabolic fashion. Right? And this is why they're saying, okay, we must print as much to try to make prices go up. So Japan prints much money and also makes interest rate zero for a long time. All venture capital and hedge funds borrow Japan money used for buy American assets. Price for all assets in America goes up. Now Japan says, no more cheap money, pay high yield now. Now all world hedge fund and private equity must sell their assets, right, which they borrowed the Japanese yen, right? Then they sold it for USD or whatever, guys, to buy whatever assets. Now they will have to sell that, right, and pay back the loans. Now all world hedge fund and private equity must sell assets, pay back borrowed money, borrowed Japanese currency. Now all asset price crashes, right? Because it was all manufactured or manipulated by artificial money, right? Like it's a high, guys. Company no money, cannot raise capital, must fire people. You and me must go. Yeah. So the collapse is definitely near, guys, right? That's what Japan seems to be screaming here. Unless this is a recession, right, then the collapse, but either or, we're near. Now, Banichi I'll prepare. Just look at the stock market, the Dow Jones, for example. We'll talk about that some other day, for sure. But anyways, that's so face business. See ya.